A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us again on Almond Finance and Wealth Reports this week. As you know, your source for latest happening information in the financial sector of the nation's economy. My name is Faith Ugwode. On this edition of the program, we'll kick off by bringing you the exclusive interview I had with Mr. Joel Aloko, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Leadway Associates Nigeria Limited. In focus would be enterprise risk management and its imperative for modern-day business. Plus, on this edition, we'll also bring you highlights of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, 2015 Graduates Induction and Prize Awards Day that took place recently at the Lagoon Restaurant, Victoria Island here in Lagos. Plus, of course, our brand new segment, Short and Sharp. On parade this week is Ajay Dr. Isiatu Nije Saidi, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia. These are more what we have for you in the lineup this week, so I urge you as always to sit back, relax, and spend this time with us. But all the details are coming to you after this break. Please stay with us.
Nobody appreciates insurance anywhere in the world, and that's the reality.
As a matter of responsibility to ourselves, we got to remain relevant to their businesses.
It will be far more expensive for me as a business to go offshore to recruit manpower than to recruit the same manpower in Nigeria.
Insurance is essentially an international business, so we cannot just close up and keep everything here.
They are producing bankers not only for today but for tomorrow. They are producing bankers who are fit not only to work in Nigeria but who can work anywhere in the world.
Alright, so welcome back. On the site of Almond today, I have the honor and privilege to be hosting a friend of the house, even though I've not seen him for like 3 or 4 years. Mr. Joel Aloko, who is the Managing Director of Leadway Associates. Together, we'll be looking at the whole concept of enterprise risk management, ERM, and why it is important for modern-day business. Thank you so very much, Mr. Aloko, for joining me on the program. Okay, now I'm going to start off since the global financial crisis, the whole concept of enterprise risk management has become so popular with people in business globally, not just in Nigeria. So what is enterprise risk management and why is it so important for modern day business?
That's an important question. Enterprise risk management, it's all about the quality of decision making within an organization after risk assessment. Now the risk assessment we're talking about, looking at it from a quantitative and a qualitative perspective. Now identifying critical success factor. Mapping out consolidated controls towards achieving a corporate objective in order to boost the confidence of investors. Enterprise risk management is like the blood that flows through the vein. Without the blood in the system, in human system,
the person is dead.
Absolutely. So ERM plays a very fundamental aspect in every business, regardless of the industry, regardless of the geographical location, regardless of the organogram of the company. It's a fundamental principle. Because during the meltdown in 2008, after all research, some school of thoughts came out to identify the importance of enterprise risk management. And it's the idea, it's all about giving a reasonable assurance about the going concern of an entity. It's very fundamental.
Okay, now you did mention, and I also mentioned it at the beginning, the global financial crisis meltdown in 2008. Now, does it mean that before then, because for me, as a person, I started really hearing much about enterprise risk management after the global financial crisis or during the global financial crisis. So my question is it that before then, the meltdown, businesses were really not having ERM in place? Would you say that?
That's a wonderful question. Well, we will not say absolutely 90% or 80% or 30% we're not having ERM. Okay. But I would say that most businesses then used to have the traditional risk management as a functional level, not at an holistic perspective in an organization. Okay. It was during and after the meltdown, the importance of enterprise risk management began to gain recognitions. So now it becomes an important aspect for us not to look at risk on a segmental thing, but rather than an holistic thing. So I will agree with you that the concept of ERM came into existence during, and of course it's continuing going to be after the financial meltdown.
Okay, now moving on. Would you say that companies today, especially in Nigeria, are enterprise risk management compliant in the true sense of it?
No, they are not. They are not. I can tell you that. I can tell you 90% are not.
Why do you say that?
We will start by saying most companies are looking at it from the perspective that if you want to implement ERM, it's quite expensive. And it's not. Is
it expensive? You are an ERM expert.
It's absolutely not. It's just like you are saying COSO ERM framework. The COSO framework. COSO is an internal control framework. Do you understand? And it has 8 activities. Now, it's just like you saying COSO didn't say it is a must that organization must implement all the activities. What they are saying is that at least a segment of this activity or more should be present in an organization, regardless of the size, regardless of the complexity, regardless of the geographical location. So what we are saying is that a segment of that COSO framework must be present. So now back to ERM. When we are saying implementing ERM, it's not expensive.
So why do business people, why do they have the idea that it's actually, because I've also heard people say, oh, it's quite expensive. You have to deploy a lot of capital into it if you really want to get results. Yeah. So where did that idea come from?
If we go back to my definition about enterprise risk management, we have a lot of definition about ERM, but it's a more practical definition because I have hands-on experience on ERM. And it's all about the quality of decision making within an organization after risk assessment, quantitative and qualitative, mapping out the critical success factors. Now, if you don't want enterprise risk management to be expensive at implementation stage, then it's good to have a good consultant that will help you to manage to implement ERM within your budget. Okay. Now, the critical aspect about ERM, which is not expensive, is the mapping out of the consolidated control. Mapping out of the consolidated control. And that is the very, very important issue in designing ERM. No enterprise risk management framework will achieve its objective without recognizing a consolidated internal control framework. Now, why people say it's expensive is when you're trying to get the software, the technological aspect of it. That I will agree with you. That is expensive.
Okay.
That is expensive. Okay. The technological aspect of it is expensive. But then we can kick off with something. Then in between, we can roll in that. So for me, it's not expensive on the other hand. Because even the ordinary supermarket guy can implement ERM. Yeah. The ordinary supermarket guy can implement it. The guys in Chevron can implement it. The guys in Mobil can implement it. Even in the aviation industry, they can implement it. But you see, the problem why they will find it difficult in Nigeria to implement ERM, and we are saying it's quite expensive, which I will agree to an extent, and to an extent I will not, is because we do not have the expertise, sufficient expertise in Nigeria. So implementing it, the first thing, you have to scan the control system within an organization. No ERM, again, let me put it this way again, will achieve its objective without conducting a business impact analysis. because you can only identify the critical success factors having conducted the business impact analysis.
Now, how do you conduct business impact analysis?
Business impact analysis is very simple as well. You can see, let's start with what is even BIA. Business impact analysis gives you an holistic perspective of the organization. It gives you a clue on the practical hand on what the organization is all about. Conducting BIA is simple. We pick up all the policies. Every organization exists and will continue to exist based on policy. From policy we derive procedures. So when we extract the policies will give you a clue. We will relate the policy. Of course, the policy must be in line with the vision and mission statement of the organization. Today we have managers in some organizations that do not even understand the vision and mission statement of the company. Some cannot even recite it. Then what are you managing when you don't know it, when you can't recite it? And best practice international standard, even the cleaner in an organization should. But I'm saying that even some general manager, not they don't know, they can't recite it. Then what are you general managing?
Exactly. Or what are you managing?
What are you managing? Exactly. So you see, from that perspective, we tend to say it is expensive. I can't manage what I don't know. I can't manage, I may know it, but I can't manage something I'm not conscious about the fundamental of the establishment. So BIA, it's of course that's a consulting issue. I can't tell you all that now on air. Absolutely.
Okay, I have to pay for it if I want that. Okay, now let's look at. I know in recent times I've also heard people talk so much about Basel 1, Basel 2, Basel 3, especially those that are playing in the financial services sector. So briefly, I just wanted to talk about this Basel 1 and 2 and 3. What level do you think the financial services industry in Nigeria, what level of the Basel are they practicing at the moment?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, professionally speaking, I give kudos to the Institute of Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. They are trying their best. Okay. We have credible people on board there. They are trying their best. But I think we have not even gotten Basel II. We have not. Because if we have actually gotten Basel II, as far as I'm concerned, let me just answer your question. We are still gambling with Basel I. Yeah?
that's elementary.
Absolutely. I also will give kudos to the former CBN governor, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, the emir now of Kano. Honestly, he's a fantastic professional. He tried, and of course, probably if he was given the opportunity to round on his tenure, maybe they would have completed Basel II. But professionally speaking, I see us not even near Basel II. Because if actually we have gotten Basel II right, some of those deficiencies that are rolling out in the financial industry now, the magnitude wouldn't have been up to what we are seeing. And of course, recently, JP Morgan placed it that they're going to sanction Nigeria off their bond list.
In this.
The insurance industry has gone through tremendous transformation over the years. But what has not fundamentally changed, of course, is the low level of insurance awareness and penetration rates in Africa. According to industry statistics, the growth of the insurance industry in Africa remains stunted, in spite of the fact that insurance, we will all agree, has been practiced on the continent for more than 100 years. Africa has an insurance penetration rate, we've already been told again, of roughly 1.1%, 1.0%, which is 1% of course, and less than 10% of the insurable population in Africa is actually insured. So there's much ground to be covered. There are more potentials. To realize the enormous potentials, the industry must gain the confidence of the public, first and foremost, by ensuring that claims are paid promptly, leverage on technology to increase outreach, offer the right products, of course, to the right segments of the market, establish and implement voluntary codes of explore market consolidation in order to reap the benefits of economies of scale.
All right, welcome back. Up ahead, we'll bring you highlights of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, 2015 Graduates Induction and Prize Awards Day that took place recently at the Lagoon Restaurant, Victoria Island here in Lagos. The theme of the induction lecture this year was Emotional Intelligence, an indispensable tool for professional and personal success. The Institute inducted a total of 1,005 members, making it the highest in the Institute history so far.
The Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, has come a long way in making valuable contributions to corporate training, conducting need analysis, as well as skilling the youths and enabling them establish careers in the field of banking and finance. The Institute recently held its 2015 Graduates Induction and Prize Awards Day at the Lagoon Restaurant, Victoria Island. The theme of the induction lecture this year was Emotional Intelligence, an indispensable tool for professional and personal success. Welcoming inductees, friends and family to the ceremony, the President and Chairman of Council of the CIBN, Otumba Mrs. Deborah Oshibogun, implored the new members to imbibe the values of ethical professionalism at all times.
To continue to update your skills, I urge you to embrace the compulsory continuous professional development program we call CCPD to enable you to keep abreast of latest developments in your chosen fields. As members of the noble profession, you should keep alive the finest of the Institute's values and traditions and commit to its motto, trust and honesty. You must imbibe in absolute terms the values of ethics and professionalism, which will support the current rejuvenation of a national rebirth for a positive change. Our institute will join hands with the federal government in the battle against corruption and the revival of the economy.
The 2015 CIBN Graduates Induction will go down in history as they inducted a total number of 1,005 members, the highest in the Institute's history. Delivering the induction lecture titled Emotional Intelligence, an indispensable tool for professional and personal success, Mrs. Wonu Adetayo, Managing Director, Soft Skills Management Consultants, said that technical competence might guarantee one's professional success up to a certain level, but the higher one goes, technical competence becomes less relevant as leadership positions require professionals with high emotional intelligence.
A builder study was conducted in 2011, and it was also discovered that 71% of hiring managers said that they value emotional intelligence in an employee more than IQ because they believe that employees with high emotional intelligence are more likely to remain calm under pressure, to more effectively resolve conflict, that they can better lead by example, and that they are more thoughtful in their business decisions. Lastly, this same study in 2011 concluded that 75% of survey participants said that when it came to promotions, they were more likely to promote the person with high emotional intelligence over a person with high IQ. Why? Because the higher you go, the more we are depending on you as a leader to lead others, to inspire others, to teach others. So your technical skills become less relevant than your ability to lead others. So whilst technical competence might assure your professional success at a certain level. If you aspire to be the future MDs, the future CEOs, the future presidents, your success is less seated in hitting the head of the man with the head of the jack.
The high learning experience at the CIBN enhances the understanding and application of those skills required in 21st century banking. With the speeches taken, best performing overall students were recognized. Some of the awardees this year include Ejese Tochukwu Chimezie, who won the Best Student in Business Law and Best Student in Information and Communication Technology Awards. The Segun Aino Award for Best Student in Financial Management went to Ababa Peace Alade, while the Tony Elumelu Foundation Prize for Best Student in the Practice of Banking, with a cash prize of 500,000 naira, went to Oloke Adetola Oluwatoyin. With the awards given, the Registrar and Chief Executive, Mr. Sheye Awojobi, presented the new inductees for induction.
I present to you these brilliant members of the Institute who have passed the prescribed examinations and have fulfilled other conditions set by the Governing Council for election as Associates of the Charities of Bankers of Nigeria, ACIB, with all rights, privileges, and obligations.
I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Responding on behalf of the inductees, Mr. Okoye Kotiko implored all inductees to go out there and make a difference in the Nigerian economy.
Lack of capacity has been the bane of the industry. Or see what our beloved institute has not done. You now say this is the largest number of graduates. So we are having the quantity, we are having the quality. The future we are striving for, that future starts today. And it starts with us. Let's go out there, change our economy, change our industry, and work to the upliftment of an institution, and an institute in the name of Jesus.
The banking industry in Nigeria has undergone a lot of growth processes. The institute has been able to manage this growth through well-laid systems as a key player in the economy. The thousands of managers and personnel who manage the banking industry today are typically those who have passed the Institute's Associates and MBA examinations.
Alright, that's the time on this edition of the program. I do hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I always say here, for comments, questions, observations, do feel free to get in touch with us on 017763981 or 08033357879, or better still send us an email, almond4xx@yahoo.com or almondproduction@gmail.com. You can also visit us on our website, almondreports.com. Like us on our Facebook page, Almond Finance and Wealth Reports, and view past episodes of this program on our YouTube channel, Almond Reports TV. Join us every Wednesday by 9:45 a.m. live on Nigeria FM 102.7 for our Pidgin English program called Waiting Insurance They Do Serve. Don't forget you can connect with us on WhatsApp via our number 080-333-57879. My name is Faith Uwode. If you missed any part of tonight's edition, join us for the repeat broadcast on Wednesday by 2:30 p.m. right here on this station. Until same time, same station next week, where we'll come your way with a fresh package of this program from all of us here. Do have yourselves a wonderful time. Bye-bye.